Alright, we are back here for Operation Unceasing Shield. My telestrator still works, you'll be happy to know. Or not. I don't know. Look, we're back, that's the point. And we're heading down to the rooftop construction stop site for a moderate abduction, if I remember correctly, with what would be considered our A-team at this point. We've got a fairly medium to long-range squad, but with a couple of shotguns in there for the short range, so we've got a real jack-of-all-trades thing going. So let's get down there and let's talk more on the ground.
Central, Big Sky in position on approach of the abduction site. Strike 1 is awaiting drop clearance.
Copy that, Big Sky. Strike 1 is cleared to engage hostile targets. Watch your backs out there, people.
Alright, so it's been quite a while since the last time you guys have seen one of these. Time flies, and I knew it had been a while, but I was thinking maybe a week, but looking back at my records, it looks like it's been about 2 weeks, even, since the last one. I'm very sorry, the external work I've been doing, which has been keeping me busy, on my brother's game Roundabout. I've said before, you know, it's been going to keep me busy this month and previous month, and now running into this month. And of course, that was why I actually started doing these live ones again, was because I didn't have time to do the super edited ones until I'd finished that work. And that work really hit a crunch point for me over the last couple of weeks, and I kind of just went, I don't even have time to do the live episodes right now, like, it's just been all go. But now I've got a little bit of time again, so it's not all over, and it's not business as usual yet for me, but things are, you know, much more relaxed for me now. So a quick forward for you guys on why I've kind of up and abandoned you guys over the Live and Impossibles. I hope that we can now make up for some lost time and get straight into the rooftop construction site. Okay, so I've taken the liberty of drawing out the map for those of you who have never seen it before or need a refresher. The basic idea is this map isn't very big and it's quite tight. There's no real room to move around the sides. You're not really going to be able to sneak past any pod activations on this one. At least, well, that's kind of a lie. Not in the general sense of things, but there is one major way you can do it, and it's what we're going to do right here. So first off, let me show you. I mean, obviously we can expect contact anywhere we can't see, and critically here, we can expect contact in these container crates to the left, and contact up on the high ground, the industrial rooftop construction king of the hill bit here. Now this roof is a great place to take eventually, but for now you also have to keep in mind contact from the right in this little area is quite possible, and they can spot you as you come out. I mean, one of the big things about this map is you start in a corner here, and you've only got one way out, and it's quite close to all the activations on the map because of the map size. So to avoid that, what we're going to do is just try and ignore this side of the map for now by staying away from it, and therefore any aliens on the left side we can hopefully not activate until we finish with the right side. So we're going to instead focus on dealing with the right side first. Now there's a couple of reasons for this. One is it's probably the easiest to sneak to cover-wise. You'll notice that although there's good cover to the left here, and even in the half cover we're presented with at the start, it chooses you to go one way. Like if you're sitting here or here, you're either flanked by the right or you're sitting here and you're flanked by the left. There isn't really a lot of cover that covers you like in a corner like this. You know, there's no cover that's going to keep you safe from both sides really until you push further out into the map, and then you start getting cover like that. So for now, we obviously don't want to get caught in a flank between these two sides, because that leads to a horrible massacre essentially. You get stuck in this half cover and there's nothing you can really do apart from pray. So we want to be hard chargers. We want to aggressively get straight into one of the pod sides to make that not happen, and it's going to be the right side in this case, because right at the bat we can sneak along this right side, and sneaking along this right side into cover that isn't too far away, as long as we don't get detected on our first move, means we don't have to deal with the left. You can also choose to sneak on the left, I guess, but like I'm trying to say, you know, it just seems harder. Like, you're gonna make contact earlier, and then you have no cover. You have to run all the way around all this shit back into this cover. You know, you're gonna get stuck in the open unless you're lucky enough to get to this container crate. And if you get to this container crate, you're going to take additional pod contact from your right, and you're going to get flanked from this direction. It seems like if you go right on this map, it's just easier to only engage one pod, whereas on the left, you're liable to get a lot more contact. So with that in mind, the way we're going to do this, let's see, we've got, I remember this, we've got Assault Scout, Heavy Gunner, Assault Scout, Gunner, Infantry, Sniper, Rocketeer. So, obviously, because we've got a no man's land going on here, the way to get through no man's lands at this point is judicious use of rockets, and maybe a little assault run and gunning, and smoke, but we don't have smoke. So what we'll do, we don't want to activate these right guys until we have a way of dealing with them. If we activate at this point, we're kind of fucked, you know, there's too much no man's land to gather. To cross, sorry. We want to be around here when we activate so that at least we can get into good cover when it happens. So excuse me as the annotations here are getting ridiculously cluttered. Let me get rid of them and just redraw it for you real quick because it was getting a bit of clutter. But what we want to do here is probably put our Rocketeer and Sniper here. This is the closest cover we can get to, so there's less risk of, say, moving to here and activating the pod early. And our Sniper and Gunner will be there. They'll take a turn to steady their weapons. They'll be ready to project power. Then next, on that same turn, we'll put our Gunner, our Assault and our Scout about here, and our Infantry and Gunner around here if we don't make contact. The Infantry and Gunner on, that's turn 1. Turn 2, the Infantry and the Gunner are ready to move into position on these wood logs to support. Hopefully it's not close enough to draw any aggro from the left. We'll throw a scanner over there to keep an eye on that flank. Next, your Sniper and your Rocketeer are in position to project power, and finally, you're moving your Assault and your Scout, you're sneaking them up this right side, trying not to draw any fire from the left. Best case, there's no aliens on the right, and you get free meld, and you get an incredibly good position in the map to attack from. You've got concealment here, heavy cover, it's all heavy cover. You're not going to get flanked because you've secured that entire flank. It's an ideal way to fight this. You've got a ladder here that goes up, and you know you can just do whatever the hell you want. And once you've you can use that to springboard into the rest of the map. And then once you've taken the rest of the map and you've taken this high ground, you've got the best elevation bonuses on the map, and you can really exploit that. So we're just going to try and take this right side first without drawing contact on the left. That's the short of it. Let's see how we go. Okay, so like I said, we're going to move into this half cover. Just going to creep up, try not to activate anything over here. So you want to move your people who are most likely to draw contact first, you know, to, well, I mean, for obvious reasons. So in this case, we know we're going to put an Assault like here, a Scout here. They're going to work together in advancing. Then our Rocketeer and our Sniper go in this position, and our Infantry and Gunner can stay behind. So the left side here, and the right side here, these are our 2 points where we're going to most likely draw contact either from the right or left. It's rather unlikely to draw contact this close on the left, so I'm expecting on the right first. So I'd want to move my Assault up first.
Roger, track alien object.
Oh, yeah. So no contact yet, so that's good. So because we're creeping up here, we haven't pulled on the right yet, that's handy. Now the next thing is drawing on the left. The Rocketeer is probably the best candidate for this job, so we'll put the Rocketeer in position on the left.
In Beagle.
All good. And now, barring any weird line of sight glitches,
Headed there now.
we should be good to move everyone else into similar positions that we've already scouted.
Moving.
Okay. We'll move. We'll throw a scanner on the left here, just because, especially when you consider the fact that there are patrols, and when you consider the fact that this map is very small, it's likely this scanner is going to tell us something useful. That's a big chunk of the map we're about to reveal, and even if there's nothing in it this turn, any patrols on the map who are over here at this point and we can't see yet, they're pretty likely to patrol into our view. So we want to get a nice battle scanner that reveals as much of the map as possible from here, which isn't actually a lot from this very position, but we can see a bit. So we'll throw a scanner. We've got one to spare left for any Seeker pods, and this should get us some good value for money. So we haven't seen anything yet. We have seen there's 2 meld canisters. So if we're very lucky and we get through this map quickly, we could get a lot of meld out of it. But I find with this map, your idea of how things will go is often not how they will go realistically. And if we get into a hard contact on this right side, we'll get bogged down and we won't be able to get the meld very quickly. And that's true of any plan I make anyway. People in the comments, who I'm sorry I haven't responded to, I've just been so busy, I just turned myself off to the world. I usually love responding to all the comments. But people in the comments, with the teleprompting and all the planning stuff, say like, Beagle, you spent like 8 minutes drawing a plan of how you're going to make the contact, and then as soon as you hit contact, you threw it all out the window. Sorry to take more of your time, you know, not so much planning, but prattling off at this point. But one thing I think is really important to keep in mind is that that classic quote of no plan survives first contact with the enemy, and it's true. You know, you have to throw out your plan and be ready to start fresh when a situation changes or isn't exactly what you expected, and that's always going to happen in XCOM and, you know, in most games. So, you know, the question then is, why do you even bother to plan? Well, that's because planning at least gives us much better you know, engagements. Even if as soon as we make contact, we throw out everything else we thought about how the map was going to go, just making contact in a safer way is worth, you know, an endless amount of planning. Because, you know, as I always say, as is obvious, it's not like a new idea, the way you make contact in this game is going to decide a lot of engagements for you. It's going to be the difference between perfect clears of missions and everyone wounded or dead or even failing the mission. So, you know, being responsible with your planning and engaging properly is critical, and that's why I think it's always worth taking the time at the start of a mission to think about it. Even if your plan turns out being terrible, at least you thought about it, and that's going to be better than no plan at all. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get into it.
Yes, Commander.
Yes, Commander. It's been like 2 weeks. You guys don't want to hear me talk about philosophies and idioms and shit like that. You want to see aliens die. As do I.
On Overwatch.
Oh, hey, oh! Oh, shit! Oh, fuck, man, oh, shit. Could you please hit him? Okay, so it's not really ideal.
Missed the target.
It's not really super. Oh, we're getting another Overwatch though, that's good. Yeah, good shot! Well done. Alright, Scuba proving his chops here. Alright, so they didn't Overwatch, so I'm free to move now. Okay, so right now, stop in your homes. If you, yeah, well, okay, I'm playing this. Stop me in my home. If you were playing this, what you would do now is stop in your chair, stop. Don't go right anymore. Because as soon as you go right, you know, if I had another scanner and I turned the scanner right and we knew there was nothing there right, now you would charge to the right and go, it's go time. But we don't know that. We don't know that the right's clear or not. It's quite possibly aliens on the right side. So instead, what we want to do here now is be like, holy shit, don't activate on the right. We can't afford to get flanked. You can't get flanked on this map. You get flanked, you die. The cover doesn't help you with flanks. You know, and I'm not talking about like flanked as in obviously cover doesn't help you when you're flanked. I mean, you can't allow yourself to get in a crossfire is the term I should be using. Do not get in a crossfire on this map. The cover cannot save you from it. You know, as you can see, the floaters go left. I'm already stuck. So this cover is about to be bad. And in fact, I'm going to have to activate on the right potentially because there's like 3 pieces of cover that are still liable to activate on the right. And that's all I've got to fight these floaters, unless I pull straight back into here. Which is doable, because that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I need to leave these spots, because we've got a thin man who's going to flank left and could potentially kill anyone in these spots. I can't even make it to this cover, so... Unless I suppress him, what's my rocket say? Might be worth, I mean, either way we go, if there's aliens on the right, or we go left, we're going to have to hard charge. The other thing is just bottling ourselves up in here. There's no AoE attacks. There's no area of effect stuff on these floaters. So, you know, it's not necessarily the wrong move to fall back and just sort of cower a bit with some Overwatch. It certainly does mean we'll never get any meld, but at this point, we're in a very fragile situation. So, my options are really go hard, run left, and kill this floater with a rocket. Take out the other one who's quite exposed. We could suppress this left guy, but there's no guarantee he won't try to run it, is the thing. And then that guy's not going to be able to flank us left. So we can probably go left in a pretty safe way with the tools available to us. That's a pretty valuable rocket. That's going to blow up that cover at the very least. And it has the added benefit of taking out the back right corner of this crate. So later in the game, when we're fighting enemies on the left, we can use this as cover because the back of it will be blown out. We can kind of hide in it. Which is a fun thing about these crates. You can crack them open if you've got explosives. So that's one plan. The other plan is to charge hard right, maybe with a battle scanner, checking if it's safe first. And then if there's aliens, well, that's the thing. You'd scan right. If there's no aliens, you'd go hard right now. But if there were aliens, you're still fucked. You can't go right. And considering there's nothing wrong with blowing the hell out of this guy's cover and then annihilating the other two, or, you know, I could rocket this guy, suppress the top one, and snipe this one even. There's nothing really wrong with that. And none of them are on Overwatch, so it's going to allow me to do it. What I need to consider here is, could I get really unlucky and have an additional activation right here on my left side? It's totally possible. Anywhere you haven't been, they could be, you know, randomized pod placement with Long War. But I think it's going to be much safer than going right. I would say it's 6 times out of 10 there's a pod over here. That's totally made up number, I'm sorry. It's likely there's a pod over here. We want to keep this the battle scanner for any seeker activations, and additionally, we scan and there's a pod. It doesn't help us at all. So why don't we keep those actions, start advancing on the left, because I'm pretty comfortable we can do that. So the first man we're going to move will be Mr. Gunner, I guess. Mr. Gunner can, of course, move back from this position if we take additional contact on the left. So let's start with that. And you're going to run, you're going to run, you're going to run, you're going to run, buddy.
Commander. I've got a visual.
No! That is 4. 4. I need to be counting these. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3 floaters. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So that was pretty unlucky. How does it shape what we're going to do? Well, there's 2 floaters back in this position who just overwatched. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They shouldn't be able to get close enough, especially with that container crate there, to flank these guys. And it's unlikely they'd be able to from their position. So the problem with these guys, like, look, even these guys up in this half cover aren't in close range enough to actually hit my troops. Who would they would be able to flank if they were? So instead, what we could do here is go, well, I'm in a bad situation. I'm going to expend a little bit of my force multiplier, and I'm going to say, I don't like your bad situation. I'm going to blow it to hell. So all we really need to do here is land a rocket mainly on these 2 guys. We want the core of the explosive blast to be on their heads, so that in that way we're likely to one-shot them. That takes headaches out of the game for us to deal with. And additionally, we're going to blow up this guy's cover with, you know, the extent of the blast, the outer limits of it. The rocket's powerful. Even with power falling off at the limits, it should be more than enough to blow the fuck out of his little crate there, his little corrugated iron steel bullshit. That's going to leave this guy to be sniped. We're going to suppress the top guy if I can reach him. Can you see that top guy? 1, 2, 3, 4. You can. So you're going to suppress the top guy because we're unlikely to deal with him in this turn. And then this guy is going to get shot by an infantryman or something. So obviously critical here is not activating aliens on the right. But we've committed to the left at this point, and we've got a really good steady aimed rocket. So it seems like it's time to do that. Now, I probably shouldn't put the rocket straight on top of them because there's well, let me put it to you this way. If this rocket has 10% scatter, and so it can go either way, if we mark the spot right here, we have scatter to the left and to the right. If the rocket veers off course really unluckily and hits the left, you know, we don't really gain anything. That sucks a big fat dick. If the rocket's on target about here, it should still be enough. Let me clear the annotations. It should still be enough to deal insane damage to these floaters. And even if it veers off, now hopefully the worst it can veer is like here. You're still going to hit these guys more than if it veered left more. And if it veers to the right more, you're still going to blow up this guy at least. You know, he's going to get aimbotted. He's going to get absolutely destroyed by a dead-on rocket if it scatters, and then you're probably going to destroy their cover as well, and we'll just deal with it. But I feel like it's safe for the rocket in that sense. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. Why? I mean, I'm sure it's not a difficult concept, but just in case people haven't thought about it that way, it's always good to cover your basics. So if I put it about here, we should get a fun time out of this rocket. Renzel's complete and utter trash can garbage if she can't land this. This is steadying and everything. So, come on, Renzel. Save the mission, single-handedly. Woo! Okay, so I'm really loud. I'm really excited. It's been a long time since I've got to do one of these. I'm just really excited because of that. So these guys, one of them actually is in flying cover. You can see he's a little higher and he's got the modifier. The other one is easy pickings now. This guy's easy pickings because he has no cover. This guy's easy pickings because he's always been. And then we're going to suppress the top guy. So Ideally, actually, you know what? We can even flush that guy if we have a hard time getting through his cover. So obviously, if we got a little more left and trusted the Rocketeer, if I was a better estimator of my rocket damage, I might have gone a little bit more left here and said, you know, if I put it in the middle, it won't do enough damage. But anyway, what's done is done. Rockets aren't quite as powerful as they used to be. So now we'd be moving up Johnny Scuba Man, and we're going to be killing people. Well, we're going to be killing aliens, excuse me. I shouldn't call them people. So we'll keep the gunner to suppress this left guy, because worst case it's going to come to that, and we'll just leave this floater to do what he wants, worst case. You're probably going to kill that one, because no one else can see him. Yeah, no one else can see that guy apart from the... No, no one else can see that guy. So that's a battle scanner kill. So the sniper's going to kill that guy of 100%. That's no problem. Renzel's done. And then we're just going to take up these two spots with our assault and our scout. Which is a little problematic, because those people... I'm going to have to run and gun the assault, because these people have shotguns, and at that range, they're getting a little bit unreliable. So let's move up the scout first.
On my way.
Now, it's not too far, so we'll still have decent accuracy, just not the accuracy you would expect. Yeah, you've got a minus 24% there. Now, if I switch to the pistol, pistols also have range penalties. You can see it slightly better. Let's see, 56. It's slightly better, but I don't think it's worth the, like, 56% down to 60% is not worth the chance that the pistol does 1 damage. So, we'll stick with the shotgun, I think. And holo targeting will apply to anything I shoot as well, which is handy. Can't get any flashbangs, so she's just got to shoot. So what's my upshot here? Sniper kills this one. Boom. I've got 3 enemies. I'm getting the feeling my gunner's not going to be able to suppress that guy, because the infantryman kills maybe this guy. The gunner probably has to flush the flying one. And then between my scout and my assault, I need to kill 1 more. So whatever happens, I'm going to have to run and gun my assault up, I think. And that's just as well, because it's the person with all the health that we would most prefer these floaters to shoot at. So Kilroy can take some shots for the team of her ceramic and everything. I mean, there's no... 1, 2, 3... It is potentially possible that I could kill them all without using the gunner. But let's be honest, I'm probably not going to get it to go that way. Let's be totally honest about that. It's probably best to just rip the band-aid now, move up, and that way you've got the person... Oh, don't move there. Oh, full cover! Oh, yeah! Oh, yeah, instantly. As long as I don't get overwatched through this gap somehow. Okay, instantly good. Instantly very good. Never been to that trash bag. I was about to say don't go there because it's bugged and it wasn't showing a cover indicator, but that is definitely a cover indicator, and it is a good one. Okay, yes. Flock to the full cover.
Yes,
Flock.
Commander.
Just don't get hit by that distant Overwatch. Yes! You did not get hit by the distant Overwatch. Okay, so we're up close now. This is fantastic. We're up close for the shotgun range bonuses. Super duper. Those are good shots. Now, who do I want to kill what? Do I hang on to the best case of not using the flush and maybe suppressing this guy? I guess it depends on who else can kill what. 49 on the flying guy of the accuracy, and a 49 of the shotgun. I guess what would make sense is to save the holo targeting for that guy maybe. I don't know, we could pistol that guy if the pistol doesn't finish him off. The gunner has like a 94% shot thanks to holo targeting the flush. So we can maybe leave him. Infantryman probably needs to kill this guy right here. Let's just I don't think it makes a horrible amount of difference, so let's start taking shots and hope we don't miss. Good job. You always did overkill, Scuba Man. That's 100% on this guy, so that's a bygone conclusion. Or foregone conclusion. So, you know, worst case, that guy's less threatening than a flank one, so I can kill this guy with the sniper worst case, no problem. And in fact, I can also get another accurate shot if everyone else fails to kill him. So that leaves me with Scout, Medvay, Kilroy. I can boom you. Or I could boom you with a pistol. But what if everyone else misses those really good accuracy shots, which is totally possible in this game? That could fucking happen. I think I just have to say that getting potentially hit by this floater, who might even just overwatch, is a less risk than taking 54% on a flying guy. I don't know. I don't know whether to go for the clean sweep here or to try and play the odds. One of these 75s is going to fail. That's just like how it goes, you know. I should probably just play it safe. So in that sense, that's going to mean I want to try and... look at those odds. Fuck me. Those are terrible odds. I don't think that's worth getting 10% extra on the others. I think I'll just try and kill this one with my pistol first. Which is then going to leave Kilroy to either kill that one... Oh, you can see that one. Well, that's interesting. It's going to leave Kilroy to try and take a shot at that one. You've got Gunslinger too, Kilroy. Excellent job. Top work. So... yeah, I'm going to pistol you first. Hey, top notch. Sorry if I'm taking a long time to kill a lot of exposed floaters, guys. I just want to make sure, like... I know you're in, you know, it looks like I'm in a very commanding position, and I am once they all die. But if any of these 74% or whatever fail, suddenly I'm in a hell of a lot of trouble. And suddenly I've got 3 chances to kill a guy that has to die. They go down to 2 chances, goes down to 1 chance. And suddenly he's a lot scarier than we gave him credit for, you know? With that in mind, I think I'll take the 75% on this guy with a pistol over a 50% on the flying cover one of a shotgun, which means instead this 100% can become a 75% on this guy. 100% and a 75% versus a 75% and a 50%. Considering it's way more important than the left guy dies, this might actually save some suppression for me. Maybe. If this guy in the middle lives, what would I do? Well, he can potentially... he can almost get a flank on my left, I think. What's your distance there, buddy? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He can probably get a flank on my gunner, so that guy has to die just as much as the others. So that doesn't seem as smart in hindsight. I think a sure thing is better than adding 25 to my to hit. But then, if one misses, I'm not going to be saying that anymore. Nah. Let's do it like this. I don't know if this is smart. We'll kill the guy on the right first. And now we haven't got a 50% against this guy, but we can, you know, without hesitation, take a couple of much higher accuracy shots. And that's on target. That's the money. We're going for the clean sweep, folks. We dared to be greedy, and I hope this greed is going to pay off.
Cutting the grass, baby.
Now we're down to 3 floaters, and Mel ticking away before my very eyes. But the dream is alive currently. Woo! You are coming close, but you cannot flank me as predicted. Woo! You're also coming close, but you were not close enough to get a flank shot, evidently. Alright. Okay, everybody's talking at once. Okay. So we can continue suppressing the guy, the floater leader, who's on Overwatch. Fine for me. We didn't take any shots. That is definitely a win. And now we can start worrying about these 2 floaters on the left. Now let's say this floater who moved to about this position, let's say he can potentially flank my gunner. He is a bit of an issue. He is a little bit of an issue. Ideally, I can kill this left flying floater with my other troops. Deal with this guy, maybe even run the Overwatch or suppress him with lightning reflexes or suppress him. And then ideally I could maybe move up my assault and flashbang him to make him not a flanking threat. Because I've still got to use this left cover at this point, I feel like I'm still not going into these positions because these positions are very open to the right. So I feel like the way this is going to go is What's my shots on the left guy? Oh, you can't see him? You can see him, what the heck gives? Well, I mean, worst case, if nobody can kill him, I've got a rocket on him to go extreme overkill. But what should be possible here is... Where would you run, Kilroy? You'd probably run to about here. You'd shotgun him point blank. The scout's gonna run and take your position here. The infantryman's got 2 shots on this flying floater. The assault can then flashbang if nothing bad happens, so you actually go here is probably better served. And then we're gonna be suppressing this guy. Okay, so let's start that. First, you're going to suppress. It's very unlikely anyone's going to kill this guy. So you're going to keep that suppression up, you're going to remove his Overwatch. Overwatch done, alright.
Running low on ammo.
Okay, now the next thing we will do... Let's probably move up here. I'm torn because I'm more likely to be able to see the enemy I want to flashbang from this right corner, but then I won't be able to shotgun this floater. But I kind of want to move Kilroy now, because then all my troops who are in view of this right floater are going to be in heavy cover. So it really comes down to... Oh, I mean, that's going to be 59% with the holo targeting. It's going to be like a 53% shotgun shot. The sniper can't engage that guy, which is what really soils the panties on this one. But I could get a Rocketeer, worst case, but that rocket is liable to miss. If you still had running gun, this wouldn't be as hard. I guess absolute worst case, I can flashbang this left floater, and then that's better than a 60% shotgun shot anyway. So we'll move up this assault on the right. Unless there's a pod down this alleyway, or yet another pod in this position, this should be fine. But worst case, if we do draw additional aggro, at least we're in cover that lets us fight it, and we're working aggressively towards getting more of that cover. At least we're on the right path.
Yes, Commander. Visual on the
Whoop,
goods.
whoop, 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 whoop. And I see you. Was all that hard work gonna pay off? Can I actually flashbang you? Oh, yeah, no, I saw it, I saw it, I saw it. Come on, come on, come on. I seen it. I seen it. I frickin' seen it. Give it to me again. I saw it. There it is. I saw it. We've got it if we want it. It's there. So we're probably gonna flashbang him. Oh, and now that the assault's moved, I can see this guy. Nifty. We could get a couple of kills. Okay, so next on the bat, we've got holo targeting on the scout. We're gonna move up to this heavy cover position.
Moving.
Whoop! And we are gonna, I'm still excited as you can tell, and we're gonna take a shot here. And if we're lucky, this will deal with our problem straight away. We're not lucky. Alright. That's alright, because now we've got... Oh, the infantryman only has 1 rifle shot. This is a failure on my part. I have failed to recognize this. I'm a silly, silly person. But you hit! Great job! What's your pistol accuracy, son? 36? That's pretty shit. I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty shit. It looks like this sniper is blocked by the heavy cover garbage bag because of the way garbage works, so he's not gonna be able to get that shot no matter what. That leaves a wildly inaccurate rocket that I'd like to save for later, but or it leaves a 68%. Can I flashbang the left guy? Yeah, I can flashbang that left cat, so that doesn't worry me too much. Tell you what, we're not going to use the wildly inaccurate rocket because that seems fucking crazy. So instead, I'm going to take a fairly accurate carbine shot. Good job. Disaster averted for another day. Now we can take our pick between targets here. One's suppressed, so it's a no-brainer to try and hit the other one with our sniper rifle. Also, this one's more likely to be killed. Well, no damage, what you can do?
Shot wide.
Alright, and now we can kind of start wrapping things up here. Reload for my assault. All the people in view of this floater are in heavy cover. You should be. Sir? Sir, are you not in heavy cover? Oh! Holy shit, what the fuck? Oh, why are you not in heavy cover? Oh, that goddamn suppression bug. You've got to save and reload when your guys get stuck out of cover. Fuck. Okay, maybe I can still fix it. Maybe I can still fix it. Please give him cover. Please give him cover. Yeah, you've got... Oh my god, you're invisible now. Oh god, you're invisible. No, you're in the You're inside the barrel. And that enemy is definitely not suppressed now. Nope, you are suppressed. Are you? Are you actually suppressed? Well, it seems to say you're suppressed. So... I mean, your gun's still pointing at him. The... Medvay, the barrel bear, is still... Yeah. Okay. Alright. The barrel bear is still targeting him. That's really what your nickname should be. Igor the barrel bear. Well, I mean, he says he's still suppressed. It's just the effect isn't playing. There's no reason he shouldn't be suppressed. He's got his cover back. Everyone's happy. Look at the field of devastation over there. Floater bodies and the flying shits.
They're trying to pull back.
Flames. Oh! I am glad we didn't go right. I don't think I even activated them yet. That's very lucky.
Cover the flanks.
You are flashbang, disoriented, and running. Nope, there's a thin man. This is why it's good to still have rocket number 2. 1, 2, 3 thin men on the field. The suppressed floater did nothing because I guess he was still suppressed. But now this exacerbates the situation. Although luckily, we can now take a unilateral front against the new enemy. So this is what I was talking about. If you get caught in a crossfire with the floaters, as they tried to pull on us, and they tried to pull that on us, they did, then we would have been caught by thin men on the right, floaters on the left, and an additional contingent of floaters in the middle. And that would have been textbook crossfire. But instead, we've now fought these floaters early, we've battled our way through, we've earned our right to live through this map, hopefully. And instead, now we can use any cover along this line because the floaters are retreating from it. So behind this dotted line, you know, we're safe now, kind of. We can just have a unilateral front. And instead of being fucked from every side at once, excuse my language, now we're just being attacked from one direction. So, 1D. What can I say? We're good. Now, I have blown up a bit of this cover, but as you can see, we've still got some to use. Like I said, this box can be hidden in now if you really want to. Now, that floater has put himself in a dilly of a pickle there. He's got no cover, so he's a pretty reliable kill. If I put Kilroy in this position here, that should be pretty good. Assuming there's no more pods on the left, I'm going to activate. Considering we've had 1, 2, 3 pods, there should only be one more if I rolled unlucky on the number of aliens. No more suppression on my gunner, that's important to note. I'm out of ammo. My infantry can only see this target for his 2 shots, that's also important to know. I can rocket this little son of a bitch, that's good to know. I've forgotten where the other enemies went, it's also good to know. I think there's one on this right meld canister, and another one in this position. So how are we going to handle all these enemies? Obviously, the longer you allow thin men to... Oh, the sniping, get a really good shot on him. The longer you allow thin men to fight you, the worse, obviously. The sooner you kill them, the better. They are fairly accurate if they're anything like their vanilla counterparts. They have high mobility, although luckily they're not in position to flank us. Thin men on the left would have been a nightmare. And they've got the poison. Now, the poison's bad. We're quite clumped up here. You can see right here... Why am I drawing? I'm addicted to this teleprompter. You can see, without me drawing, that I'm very clustered. Any poison cloud is going to go, whoop, you're both poisoned, whoop, you're both poisoned. Oh, you're sitting here, both poisoned. Here, both poisoned. You're fucking all poisoned. You got more people here, poisoned. Poison everywhere. So if we stay clustered like this, we're going to get poisoned as hell. Now that could actually kind of almost work for us in a way. Medvay's running out of ammo, he's probably only going to reload next turn, and he's got a med kit, so he's going to be, you know, he can reload and not get poison damaged if any poison comes in. Keeping these two together also kind of taunts a poison, and we can take 2 shots if we don't move. So let's say we're going to shoot and shoot with these two, and we'll taunt a poison in. Sure, we'll take it, and it'll just be Scuba Man it's really doing anything to. Because there'll be a minus 25 accuracy penalty on Medvay from the acid, but then we're just going to suppress them anyway, so fuck it. Suppression and flush. I don't give a shit. That means on the right, also, who do we consider? Well, the sniper's probably going to sit still in heavy cover to take an accurate shot. Rental could rocket this thin man. but that's a waste of meld, which we could potentially get if we kill all these aliens and they're the only thing on the map. And it's also a waste for the fact that we're rocketing a single thin man and the shot may not even hit with that accuracy. 30% is balls. What we could instead do if we deal with the other enemies is move up into half cover and hunker. The thin man, if he engages this target, he's going to see the half cover hunker and say, that's too inaccurate for me. I'm going to poison you instead. So that's another poison baited. And then finally, we've got the last thin man who we can't really see. There's not a lot we can do about it. But what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to take the most poisons possible because it's an alternative to the thin men shooting us. And if the thin men aren't shooting us, they're not killing us. You know, the poison is probably safer to have happen to us as long as it doesn't totally wreck our entire squad's chance of retaliation. So what we'll probably do in this position is run Fugelman over to the left. We're in position to flashbang, which is because we can't suppress that floater. That's good. We're probably then going to... We could snipe this floater. We could snipe this thin man. That depends on what Scuba Man does. If Scuba Man kills that thin man, we don't have to snipe him. We could snipe this floater if there's nothing better to do. We could move up Renzol and snipe this heavy cover, son of a bee. It all starts with the scout. So let's run the scout up.
Moving.
Right there. Hey, there's nothing extra on the left yet. Super duper. Now I can flashbang. I can get a fairly accurate shot, but I could get a more accurate shot if I ran Kilroy up. So, I could get a pretty accurate shot on these guys if I ran up too. But then Kilroy's at the mercy of right side thin men shooting her in half cover. And those shots aren't guaranteed to hit. And I can flashbang and kill that one. So, let's run Kilroy up here.
Moving to position.
No activation on the left. So good, and you've got an 83%. I love those odds. Oh yeah.
Nailed him.
The floater threat is slowly being pushed back into its hole. Now we've got a flashbang or a 42% on this guy. Alright, we'll see how many assets we have left over to deal with that afterwards, I think. If we've got a snipe shot to burn on it, it might be smart. Or I could even take an LMG shot. SMG. Saw shot. Anyway, next up we're going to be shooting with Scuba. 249% shots. Probably going to deal at least a little bit of damage to this guy. And that's obviously a good thing. Thanks, John Madden. Whoa, good shooting. Make it keep happening. Ah, well, you tried. Now, we're probably not going to be firing this rocket anytime soon. So, what can I do here? Well, I can take a 45%. Or I could take a 55%. 45, 55. More likely to kill on the right, too. Then I'd flashbang this left floater. Keeps him nice and docile. Yeah, you'd be reloading for the next round. And you've got a pretty accurate carbine shot. So, yeah, why don't you move up? Deal with my problems for me. Oh, bugger. Alright, now it is up to you. And it's a 55. This is no guarantee. Hey, good job. Sorry, pigeons. I scared those poor pigeons away. So now it's down to flashbanging this left guy. Which I will do with great hastiness. This poor floater doesn't get a break. I like to keep my aliens docile. This poor floater just never got a break. And we'll reload for dealing with the thin men next turn. But, hark! What's going on here? Shit, I've clustered my troops too much. Now that's more than I really want to... I don't want to bait them that hard. So, what can I do here? Well, I can move up Medvay. He's a big man with a decent amount of armor. So I can move him out of the heavy cover, because the thin men are going to shoot the half cover guys anyway. So I can move him out of this cover. I can move him into being his own man. Whoop! And I can reload and I'm not going to get poisoned. Whoa! Almost let myself get poisoned the hell there.
Ready to rock.
I'm sorry if I sound ingenuine. I'm just so honestly excited to be playing again after. I'm just really excited. I heard a cage blow up on the left. I hope that wasn't my not on fire container crate. That would be really annoying. Am I still okay there? What's going on? Oh, it doesn't matter because the floater ran away. No, I'm still good. What blew up? Oh, the right side blew up. Fascinating. Fire is very treacherous. We don't like fire. So now I can run and gun this floater on the left, and if there's no pods on the left, that's going to be a great time. That's going to be a dead floater. And even if it isn't, I can't quite support him with the scout. Irony, if I hadn't blown up this wall, I could peek out and support with the scout. Not the case, so 5, 6, 7, 8. If I rolled bad damage, that wouldn't actually kill that floater. But, if I run and gun, I'm sorry I'm so excited, I must sound like a lunatic. But, if I run up on the left here, here, and that floater tries to run, I will get close and personal going off. No, close combat specialist. I will get close combat specialist going off. But of course, if I'm right here, the floater's flanking me too, and then he's liable to just shoot me instead of running. But if I was here, 1, 2, 3, 4, probably out of the range of close combat specialist going off, but he's gonna run at least. I don't know, I could then put an overwatching shotgun in position. Yeah? We'll deal with that later, because the main threat is the thin men. Wow, did they really cluster like that? Is this real? I was so busy dealing with that floater that I didn't even notice. Oh man, that's so stupid. I love these idiots. Okay, so I could run and gun one of these guys if I wanted to keep the meld alive. How would I deal with the other one? Okay, well let's be real here. The sniper can shoot that floater, but he's unlikely to hit it. Most of these guys are going to be most useful engaging these right contacts. Now we've got the rocket, which is the obvious choice here. That is reliably going to kill both of these thin men. But I would like to keep that meld alive. So an alternate plan is running a run and gun assault up here, killing the hell out of one of these thin men, and that depends on us being able to kill the hell out of another one with the sniper and Scuba Man's single rifle shot. We have to get pretty lucky for that to happen. Oh, I can proc a close and personal here on the left, so that assault can probably reliably kill this left side. Or I can suppress. Oh, that's not good. Well, we're going to be flanking that one, if anything. Let's start Operation Meld Gathering by trying to kill this one. I'd like to get that meld. It's very tempting. Son of a bee. Son of a beeswax. That's no good. That's just no good. Okay, so we're going to have to kill that guy with... Ooh. Ooh, I could flush him. But then I have no suppression for the left floater. If I don't commit to the rocket, I could carbine him and assault rifle him. Yeah, I could do that. Oh, I could run and gun up here. Flush one of them to make him run away. Get a close and personal shot. Choices are unlimited. I have a lot of choices. I could even, if I was a big smart man, I can move Renzel here. That'll probably allow Scuba Man to step out to the right and get both a rifle and a pistol shot against these thin men. That pistol shot could potentially kill this thin man because he's in half cover and it's only 1 damage. And then my carbine shot is liable to do whatever the hell I want, really. I guess at that point, where would I run and gun my assault to? Probably this position. And then we just have to suppress this remaining floater. Yeah, and unless he was smart enough to fly up to this meld, and he shouldn't feel like running the suppression, that should be pretty safe. It's all to get the meld, folks. It's all to get that juicy, juicy stuff. All for meld. I mean, worst case, I can flush the little bastard. Alright, I believe. We've got a lot of shots to take here. I believe in the success happening. So let's further distance ourselves from getting poisoned to hell as well. And now I'm going to... Yep, I've got assault rifle shots now, that's good. So now I'm going to shoot you, my good fellow, my chump, my friend. Hey, 1 damage, exactly what we need. Again, sorry to take what's a fairly simple situation and overcomplicate it, but I would like to get all 3 meld canisters. And it's possible I could, if this goes well for me. What's your pistol shot, Sonny? 5%. That sure is bad. What if instead... What if instead, buddy, we use the scouts to get hollow targeting against this right thin man, and then we suppressed and close and personal the left target? Ooh, now you're talking. Now you're talking with gasoline. Now you're on the ball. Alright, let's put the scout in position to engage our friend on the right here. I think the best way to do that is going to be taking... I think this is as close as we can get right here. Which isn't really that much closer. It's a tiny bit closer. What's your odds of a pistol, son? Yeah, shit. You've got shit odds of a pistol. You might not even be in a range increment right now. 8%. Ah! No, you're not really going to get any range bonuses, are you? You may as well just do what you do. And maybe get a lucky shot. And you're going to apply the holo targeting, and that's critical. Woo! Hilarious. Alright, now the die is cast. Now we're going to move up here on the left. We're going to test the waters for additional pods. No additional pods so far, champ. Yeah, nice. Now, if this doesn't deal enough damage, like that, we have options. And now let's see, what would your accuracy be if he had no cover? 45. Because gunners get Overwatch Opportunist on their suppression. Not on their normal Overwatch, just on their suppression. So that's going to be a full accuracy shot when this floater tries to flee, which is pretty likely because he's flanked. At 39% to hit, plus 45%, so that's going to be, excuse my terrible math, 49, 59, 69, 79, 70, 84%. That's going to be an 84% shot to hit this guy unless he dashes. That's pretty good for those of you keeping score at home. So what we'll probably do now is suppress. And that guy's going to try and run, and he's going to get bopped. And we can also take a shot here, or we can suppress. I mean Overwatch. Well, there's not really a lot of point Overwatching because he's liable to run backwards. And we won't get an Overwatch that way, so we'll just take a shot. Oh, you are a strong man. Now I can just flush. Oh, but the flush isn't guaranteed to hit. No, it's safer to suppress. It's going to be a better accuracy shot if I suppress. Scuba really, the whole squad, and Scuba Man especially, pulling out some good shots today. So let's suppress, and we're going to get a really nice accuracy opportunist shot. And the power of suppression will be plain for all to see. Here comes the movement. He's not getting that cover bonus. He's getting opportunist. He's getting destroyed.
Bye-bye. Commander, the operation was a success.
All 3 meld canisters for XCOM! They were probably about to expire because we've been in a lot of fighting. Oh! Oh, the meld coming home! Yes! 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 And nobody got hit! And we fucking perfected it! It was good! It was great! I'm so happy! Fuck yeah! All the meld for XCOM. Woo! Woo, 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 woo.
Excellent work, Commander.
Yeah, it was,
I'm
thank you.
impressed you were able to recover so much of the meld substance without any casualties.
I know you're impressed. Me too. Oh, and I got some promotions. I'll deal with it later. Let's look. Did I really get 11? Oh, look at that meld! 11 meld! More meld for the war machine. Man, the meld. If that's 3 melds at 11 each, at 11 total, that's only like 3.7 meld per canister, which means the aliens are really resource starved. Obviously, because we hit that big transport of theirs. That was and also we've been hitting our missions, and we've been shooting down and damaging UFOs. All of those things are how the aliens gather resources, and launching those missions takes resources from the aliens. So that troop transport, sorry, that harvester slash supply barge slash whatever you want to call it, that was probably harvesting resources for the alien war effort. Sorry, no one would even understand if I didn't explain this first. Sorry, I assume everyone knows this. The meld goes up and down per canister throughout the campaign based on how many resources the aliens have. Because the meld are alien resource barrels, essentially, it makes sense that the better the aliens are doing, the more meld you'll have in those canisters. The more resources they have in total, the more meld you're going to see in canisters, each canister. And it can go up to like 13 or 14 if they're doing really well, and it can go down to like 3 or 4 if they're doing really badly. So obviously we're really starving the aliens out of their resources, which is great, because the aliens literally do use resources, as far as I know, to buy alien types to send on missions. So if we keep them resource starved, we're not even going to see that many mutons, you know, in May. We're going to see a lot of missions with floaters and sectoids still, hopefully, because they're going to be running out of money. They're going to say, well, I'd rather spend what little resources we have on more UFO missions or a Terra mission or whatever, or more UFO fighters, then I would rather spend on, you know, mutons for this mission. So it's much like Counter-Strike in the way aliens actually, I've seen it, they do eco rounds and they do buy rounds. They will actually do eco rounds where it's like July and they do a mission with nothing but sectoids and seekers and floaters, and you're like, I've got lasers and mechs, dude, what are you doing? And it's like, no, it's just an eco round, and then suddenly they'll launch 10 Terra missions at you in the span of a week, and that's the buy round for the aliens. That's when they're fucking you up and they're saying, it's okay, bro, it was an eco. Anyway, let's carry on. That's a lot of meld.
Remember,
I'm happy.
We will be watching.
I'm real pleased
We have
about that
medals
one.
available in the barracks, Commander, if you feel any soldiers merit an award.
We don't have medals, Bradford. We have officer candidacies. Okay, thanks. So let's hit those promotions. Oh,
Contact
UFO.
detected.
It's been 2 weeks. I forgot what's going on here. I'm not going to do anything to you, UFO, because you're just scouting, and I only have a Stingray interceptor, and Stingrays are bad at shooting down scouts. They're not as good as avalanches anyway. And if that scout completes a mission that it's probably going to complete anyway, regardless of whether I intercept it or not, I'm going to need a Stingray interceptor to deal with the UFO fighter that will come in to blow up my satellite, if that's the mission it's on. And then my Stingray missile interceptor is going to be out of action for that, and that's going to be a dead satellite. So I probably came to that conclusion 2 weeks ago, but I'm coming to it again now. Yeah, you know what? Let's handle our promotions here. So covering fire, I've talked about this before. Can't remember when. It's a good perk. I'm not going to waste your time talking about it again. It's good stuff. And then you've got, oh baby, yes. Oh yes, Sergeant Foogleman, Lockdown, the scout, can now get Sprinter. Now, low profile is a great perk. Before I go into this, have I talked about this before? No, I do not have a Sergeant Scout. Let's talk about low profile versus Sprinter. Hard decision. Low profile, an amazing perk. Fantastic stuff. Lets you turn, there's so much half cover on the field, and it lets you turn half cover into full cover for that soldier. Fantastic. The scouts often ranging out on flanks or ranging up ahead into no man's land. Sometimes, you know, they make a blue move, they're getting attacked, and now they've got to get into half cover with their gold move because they can't reach full cover. Low profile, so good for keeping your survivability up for that. Great. But there's something important to consider. It's not just a done choice, because half cover is not nearly as bad in Long War as it is in Vanilla. When you compare Vanilla, you're comparing 20 cover half cover versus 45 cover full cover. No, sorry, 40 cover full cover. That's why it's called half, because it's half as good. Obviously it's half as high, but it's half as good as full cover. That's where it comes from. So obviously it was a big deal. You were doubling your chances there. Now this has been changed considerably in Long War. In Long War, half cover is 30, sorry, which is a huge bonus, and full cover has been increased to still be better than half cover. It's been increased to 45. So it's now a 15 difference, but the big thing is the plus 10 to half. That makes half cover way safer to fight in. And of course you're seeing that when we fight, you know, enemies. But I just want to remind you guys of this in case you've forgotten. It's much less risky to be in half cover now. Vanilla was like half cover never. Not even once. Do not just hunker if you're in half cover. Never ever end your turn in it. But because A, Long War has, you know, buffed cover, and B, because the aim cheating of aliens was taken away in Long War in exchange for just making them actually better at their jobs, like, you know, gave them more abilities and shit, being in half cover isn't the death sentence, like, 60 to 80% shot that aliens had on you in Vanilla. Now, let's continue and complete this long-winded perk discussion by saying Sprinter's really good, guys. It's really, really good. Like, do you know how good mobility is? Have I told you guys about mobility? Have I mentioned that lately? Well, Sprinter adds 3 additional tiles to your movement. Like, do I need to explain that? That's... Like, for example, that last mission, the scout would have been able to flank that floater with the assault. Okay, right there, you're seeing the difference of 1 movement tile. Now imagine you've got 3 of them. Okay, now imagine those 3 stack with SMGs, the scout's natural inherent mobility bonuses, the mobility bonuses of lighter armor. Sprinter's insane. You can move across entire zones when you start stacking all the mobility bonuses in the game, and sadly in Beta 14, they've realized this and they're going to nerf mobility on some of the perks and items. But it's probably a good choice to make for balance, because you can turn into Sonic the Hedgehog with enough mobility. But honestly, I thought about this really hard when I first had to make this choice in Long War in my own games, my own personal play, and I just came out of it thinking, you know what? Low profile's good, and that's what I originally thought I'd get, but Sprinter is just too good to pass up. And there's things that don't relate to combat that Sprinter is great for. Making your scout a super mobility Sonic also means you can uncover more ground safely, because you can use your blue move. Terror missions, you can hit more civilians safely. I mean, save them more safely because you're saving them quicker. You can get the meld faster. You can... All these special objective council missions like Bomb Defusal, where you've got to hit the nodes, or Newfoundland, where you've got to do Redacted Spoiler thing, or you know, any number of missions with objectives you have to hit. You can hit them quicker and faster and easier with mobility. Sprinter, it's just got to be Sprinter. Sprinter is just too good. It is too good. God, I love Sprinter. And oh, do I even want to spoil that? Assaults get Sprinter later on in their perk tree. And they have Run and Gun! Run and Gun Sprinter! It's so stupid! I love it. Anyway, let's move on from that now that we've successfully talked Sprinter versus low profile in the ground. And let's carry on with things. So, what do I have to remember base management-wise from last time? Well, let me take a look here. I've got more than enough soldiers. How's my class progression coming? Oh boy, Drake. Drake, you're really wounded from that that last mission, eh? From that. Oh yeah, it's all coming back to me now. The troopship mission. Organ, you've seen better days, but you'll be back soon. And then you got Volatile and Kamikaze. They're pretty effed up, all right. But class-wise, we've got plenty of infantry assaults still on the line, and another specialist to turn into one. We've got a couple of budding engineers ready to make, which we need a few of. Have I even made a medic yet? No, we need a medic at some point. Trust me, we actually do need a medic. We need to start taking one on easy missions. We've got another scout sniper to make. Probably another scout. You don't need as many snipers because I don't take them on as many missions. So I generally only have a couple snipers, but they get a lot of experience. I need more... Oh, I don't really need more gunners. I need more Rocketeers, that's for sure. Wow. I've really neglected my Rocketeers. I need another Rocketeer. Okay, so we're looking pretty good on class progression. This is definitely going to be one of the base managements to skip if you're not interested in this kind of thing. I could use more money for another Interceptor, but there's nothing to do about that right now. I'm not doing satellites. Oh yeah, lasers are coming, I forgot!
Always glad to have more help down here.
Oh yeah, I should check if I was saving up for any more laser rifles. Got a rifle for my infantry, auto laser for my gunner. We've got a carbine for my Rocketeer. Got a rifle for my medic / engineer. We have got a heater. Oh, I've changed my tune a little bit on SMGs actually now. I wonder if I still want to buy that. Well, it's only 35 bucks, I guess, but ooh, maybe I should just buy a laser rifle instead. Laser shatter ray, they don't have much ammo in them either, and I've kind of gone off the heater. Did I already talk about this last episode? I think I already talked about how I've learned what to do and what not to do with laser weapons. Let me actually go check my episode, because I think I've already talked about this. I can't remember if I talked about this on Twitch, or if I already talked about this last episode. The laser pistols are making me think I talked about this last episode, but let me just double check for you. Okay, so I gathered my thoughts once again, and also watched the old mission to make sure I wasn't boring you guys with the same thing I already told you last episode. And it turns out, yes, I did tell you guys about the lasers last episode, so fine, all good. So all I'm going to do here is, I I think what I will do with my newfound money is perhaps build one extra laser rifle. I probably could have done this last episode, but the more I think about it, the more I think if I was going on, for example, a Terra mission, or maybe an Exalt mission, but probably on a Terra mission, I would much prefer to have a laser rifle in the hands of my engineer than I would an SMG. The SMG is going to have its uses, and having at least one is going to be good for the engineer and for mobility-focused missions for the scout, like Sprinter, Scout, SMG on bomb disposal or whatever. But oh, I've already built another laser rifle. I really have talked about this before. Okay, so that's infantry, gunner, rocketeer, engineer slash scout, medic, assault. Huh, I really have covered all my bases. Okay, the only other thing I'll do is perhaps build one additional laser pistol, because you always need more of them. Obviously, you can upgrade all your sidearms, and it's a good thing. So I've got one laser pistol for my infantryman, one laser pistol for my scout, one heater for my gunslinger assaults. I would probably want a laser pistol on my snipers who haven't got the snapshot yet, ideally, and a laser pistol on maybe the SMG person, like if it was the engineer. So I could probably use one additional laser pistol, and I'm going to need additional laser pistols also when covert operations start happening with Exalt next month, because then you've got a laser pistol that's out of rotation the whole time. So I'll probably just go ahead and build an additional laser pistol now. Like I said, I probably could have done this last episode, but it's not exactly critical, it's just something I've had a whim on. I really need to, on the base front, start thinking about getting probably a steam genny done, and then what else would I build? Not a workshop, not a lab, not an uplink yet, probably a foundry. And I don't super need a foundry just yet. So hey, things are going pretty good. Things are going pretty good right now. We're going to hit that steam over there, it's going to be a good day. That's really what I need to save my money for next. Oh, and squad size 1. Hey, I can get squad size 1. Yes! Yes! Yes, good day. Good day. Okay, good. Okay, well, let's not engage this. Let's carry on, I guess.
We haven't scrambled our fighters to
Ooh,
intercept
there's that fighter. All right.
contact. Let's hope it doesn't do any.
Now this is what we were saving the
serious
interceptor
damage. We're
for.
picking up a new
We have to
contact.
deal enough damage to this to make it go away. We don't have to kill it. Okay. Okay, that's good damage. Hit it again.
We lost the bubble.
Ooh, I was a little preemptive there. I could have potentially taken down that UFO. I didn't think I'd get another missile in before the UFO got away because of the time ticking down. I wonder if that was the right call. Usually you can't, but the times are different. I wonder if I'd left it going. It was a snap call, but I wonder if I'd left it going if I could have potentially got one more shot in that could potentially hit. But then it could have missed, and I could have just taken more damage on my interceptor too. But the big thing here is I just did a lot of damage to that fighter, and every bit of damage you does lowers the chance that that UFO is going to do anything. And if you severely damage it, that thing was like one shot off dying. It should... Yes! Oh, no! 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 Okay.
Looks like they've changed their tactics.
The bad comes with the good.
But why? Why do this? It's a message to the entire
I love this
world
cutscene. Let's watch.
that nothing can stop them.
Some of you may find this footage disturbing. We will provide continuing updates as this story unfolds.
This game just has such good polish and atmosphere. I love that cutscene. The aliens are terrorizing Johannesburg, and of course we will go to the aid of Johannesburg. Settlement. One or more small structures in a remote location. Interesting. Well, the A-team's all the A-team's all out of action for this one. So this is what happens when you say things like, you know, you can't be afraid to take your A-team on missions because otherwise your A-team never gets promoted. Yes, it's true. But of course, the risk we take with that is that the Terra mission does then happen 2 to 3 days after you send your A-team out. And then you don't have your A-team. But we knew the risks. We knew the risks, and now we're going to deal with it. So we're going to have 7 troops on this one. And seen as the most we're really missing out on is the Sergeant Scout and the Corporal Assault. I mean, really, we're not losing too much in the way of abilities apart from these two. I'm sure we'll make do. It's alright. So, first on the agenda is getting, raising the money for that squad size upgrade. So you're going to get rid of your non-essentials to do this. One is like a laser pistol that you just started and is going to take 10 days. That can go away. We're already up to 90 bucks. We need another 30. Thank God for the Asian bonus, otherwise that would be $200 I think for squad size 1. So what else can we sell here that is not essential? Let's take a look. Corpses. I like corpses. Corpses are really handy. Got my surgeries and my stasis tanks that I kind of want to keep around. Is it stasis tanks or surgeries that are more common? Well, surgeries are worth more, so I'm going to assume stasis tanks are fairly common. Now, I haven't sold these yet because there's late game research that uses these. But like I said, it's late game, and you do get a lot of these. Again, I don't know if I've sold these last mission. Thank you.
Boards are clear.
Thank you, Bradford. I don't know if I've talked about this last mission. I'm sorry, I'm going to be re-mentioning stuff because it's been a while since I recorded the last one. But I think we can get away with selling 2 of these because we're probably going to get more stasis tanks. They tend to come up pretty frequently, I think, in the bigger missions. And you can see by having, you know, 3 times as many as we do surgeries that they're certainly safer to sell than the surgeries. Everything else is either useful or corpses that I want to trade for stuff. So seeing as that's pretty late game, I think we can sell a couple now. It's better than selling like a power supply or a flight computer, that's for sure. Alright, squad size 1. Let me equip my my boyarinos and girl dudes, and let's go save Johannesburg. Interesting, let's note the alien strategy actually. You'll also note that the Terra mission has been launched in the country with the most panic, which is quite smart. They're trying to, it's not just random, they're trying to push a country over the edge. Of course, if the Terra mission is an absolute failure with no civilians saved, then the country, I believe, instantly leaves the council. And even if not, you know, any civilian killed will increase the panic during this mission. Any civilian at all who dies will increase the panic. You can't win Terra missions as much as you can lose less at them by not losing any of your own troops and saving as many civs as possible. You're merely trying to stem the tide of panic, and you're trying to stem the losses. So it's quite smart. They're trying to take South Africa out. Thank you, Bradford.
Some nut calling himself Commander Straker has been all over the news ranting about shadow operatives.
Yes. Anyway, as you can see here also in the alien strategy, they've started with their alien base in Nigeria. Now they're attempting to wage war on South Africa, basically. And they're going to try and take that out next. So you can see an actual, like, geographically mindful and geographically logical strategy game that I believe is new to Long War. Damn it, Bradford! That is new to Long War. I don't believe they did this in vanilla. It was very random, I think. Whereas in this, you can see they're trying to actually take ground from their starting outpost. So as soon as South Africa falls, you're probably going to see them try to take Egypt. And then, I don't know if it goes cross-continent, but if it does, you'd see them trying to make inroads into Europe or Asia. Or maybe they'd even try to hop the sea over here. But it's probably going to come... I mean, at the very least, we know it's going to be in Africa is where they're going to try and focus to build more bases. Anyway, let's get on with it. People are dying while I sit here talking. They're literally dying. We just don't count them in the mission statistics. What about all the civilians that died before we got here, sir? No, just count the first 18 you can save. That's good enough. That's the quota. So anyway, let me equip my guys and girls, and we will get out there for the first Alien Terror mission of my Live and Impossible campaign. Okay, take a look at what I've wrought here. So, yeah, So, we've got a lot of shotguns. Now, like I've said before, shotgun infantry, I think they can work, particularly when Overwatch isn't a concern. And at Specialist, AWO's only power is shooting twice. So the way this is going to work is that there's probably the scariest part of your terror mission, or at least your first one, is obviously there's rampant floaters and you have to move quickly, but perhaps the scariest part is the chrysalid activation. You will have a pack of chrysalids, they will patrol into you, or they will move into you when you activate them, and they will run straight up to you. At this point, you want as many shotgun blasts as humanly possible to kill them before they murder everyone in your squad. If even one chrysalid is allowed to survive, it will kill someone, that person will become a zombie, people will start panicking, and God help you if you have other contact at that point, because they're going to take advantage of all of those things. That zombie's going to get up, and he's going to kill anyone in range the next turn, so, you know, anybody who stays near the body is also going to die. So, you know, you need to deal with the chrysalids. Everyone knows that about terror missions. Now, an infantry assault, shotgunner, like we've said, I don't mind dealing with the range penalties at long range of the shotgun too much. I can usually make them work. And being able to shoot twice with the shotgun is exactly what you're going to need in that kind of situation. And the scope's going to help with that. Now then, instead of bringing a sniper, I don't know, it's a settlement map. I don't know exactly what map I'm going to be going on. My knowledge on terror maps isn't too super hot. So instead of trying to game the system and taking snipers on it, I'm just going to take additional assaults and engineers in their place, especially because I don't have any good snipers right now. The best I have is like Lance Corporal, and that's really not reliable. Snipers start with squad sight now, but they're still not that reliable early on. They become much more like carries later on, which is how it used to be in vanilla. So instead we've crammed an additional assault into that spot. Hi Toothcape. Flashbangs and ceramic plating on these guys. We've got a scout with another shotgun. Again, you want shotguns to deal with the chrysalids. Hopefully 4 with a 5th shot on AO is going to be enough. And you've got plenty of flashbangs also to deal with chrysalids, deal with floaters, etc. And hopefully all of this is going to combine to let us be quite aggressive, move quickly through the mission, and save as many civilians as we possibly can. Gunner is standard. We've got medkits on the people who you know, have the most room for them and you know, are most likely to be able to not get hit compared to the others. Engineers don't have room for the medkits, they've got to bring medkits. Haven't got a Lance Corporal Sapper engineer, so to make up for that, we're bringing 2 engineers instead of bringing a medic or whatever. They could take shotguns, but in this case, I think I'd rather have the rifles on them for the long-range floater shots, because here's how I think of it. What are you using the shotguns for? Well, on terror missions, you're using the shotguns to kill chrysalids. Well, hey, these guys are engineers. If we're facing a pod of chrysalids that just patrolled into us, we're going to be throwing grenades at them. So these guys are probably not... They're the least likely to actually use their main weapon against the chrysalid, and that's why they take rifles, because that's going to let that bonus of having rifles on the mission carry us through longer range engagements, while the rest of our squad, who doesn't have anything else to do against chrysalids except flashbang them, they're going to have their main weapons, even the gunner who has a high damaging weapon. I mean, when you're thinking about how to equip your squad and what classes to take, you're imagining what the puzzle is going to be, and then you're taking the right pieces to fill it out ahead of time. In this case, the puzzle is chrysalids, and we've taken the pieces of high damage and explosives to fill it out. And that way everyone's useful, and no one's like a waste of space. Same with the floaters. We're thinking, alright, well, we're going to suppress them. We've got rifles to deal with them. We've got scopes on our infantry shotgunner, so he's more useful and at longer range. And then the scout and the assault can bound up quickly on him. Everyone needs to have a part to play, or at the very least, make sure you've got a part to play in the most dangerous thing that's going to happen to you. Like, for example, terror missions say, chrysalids are going to wreck my shit. I need to focus on dealing with the chrysalids first. If the squad is less optimal for other things, so be it. So, that's it. That's the fun plan. My guys are geared. I've got my prerequisite 2 medkits. I'm not using a lot of scopes this time, but I've got my ceramics and flashbangs. I've got shotguns aplenty. I've got mostly specialists, apart from Cell. But you know what? We're going to make it work. We're going to go out there and we're going to save a lot of civilians. So let's hustle.
Touching down.
We're heading to South Africa for this one, and we need to get down there fast. We've gotten reports of alien activity taking place in a densely populated urban center. We should move to secure the area and minimize further civilian casualties.
This fine woman over here deciding she doesn't need armor. Excellent work. You're a real There's a little Dorito badge for you. You're a real hero of XCOM over there. Great job. So this is quite an interesting map to have a terror mission on. It's the Mumbai Lessons, for those of you who are familiar with that. It's quite narrow in one sense, long in the other, of course. But perhaps most of all, I'm glad I didn't bring a sniper, because yes, while a sniper can exploit down these long corridors, you need time to get them into place, and I don't think I'll have much time, being a terror mission and all. These clothes were meant for you, by the way, my friend. Anyway, let's talk more about it when we actually get down there. So tune in next time for Operation Glass Him. We're going to try and save Johannesburg. See you then.